What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for Avengers Infinity War. Don't worry, I will not be giving away any spoilers in this video. I will not even allude to spoilers. I will just give you my thoughts on the overall film, and that is about it. I really think that you guys should experience this for yourself, because the whole movie technically is a spoiler. I mean, a lot happens in this movie that affects the rest of the film and the rest of the series going forward. But I will start by saying that it is a very entertaining film. This is a very fun film, when it also has very high emotional stakes. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the movie that, you know, you're either going to be tearing up about, you're going to be sad about, you're going to be cheering about in certain points, you're going to be excited in certain points, you're going to be on the edge of your seat at times. And I think that that's what the Russo brothers, who directed this movie, did the best. It was a juggling act, you know, with all this stuff going on. I think they did the best job that they possibly could have with all these characters. I don't think it could have been done any better than it was. I mean, there's like, what, 19... look at all these people on this poster. And they were able to, you know, pretty much juggle and have everybody, you know, have their moment and everything. Even though some characters do kind of get the short end of the stick, that doesn't mean they're not in the film much. It just means that they don't have as much to do with the plot, story-wise. You know, they're there to be part of the action, and you know, there's some bits of story with them as well, but some characters are focused on more than others, which is understandable with the story that they have in this film. You know, Thanos, he is after the Infinity Stones, and the Avengers have to band together to stop him and try to stop him, and that's the film. You have this. It's Infinity War. You know, he is getting out of his throne to cause some serious havoc. And I think Thanos is probably the best villain in the MCU. The things they do with his character, the reason why he's doing what he's doing, the emotional depth to his character, he's kind of the emotional core of the film. He's a great villain. He's a great character without giving anything away. I really loved what they did with him and the struggle that he's kind of going through the movie as well. He was, I wouldn't say relatable, but he's a villain that you could really sink your teeth into. And the performances in the movie are great. I think Josh Brolin does a fantastic job. I mean, the CG on him, he looks real half the time. Towards the end of the film, I forgot that it was even CG. I was just watching it and thinking, wow, this is, you know, such a menacing character. And you kind of forget that he is CGI or motion capture or whatever they did. They did it well. And all the other performances are well by all these other, you know, heroes. You know, Robert Downey Jr., he's giving a great performance. You know, all everybody. Chris Hemsworth is doing a great job. The Guardians of the Galaxy, they're doing a great job as well. And I think, you know, where the humor comes in, I mean, it's mixed through, you know, all the characters pretty well, but as you know, the Guardians films, they are some of the funniest movies in the MCU. And I think every time they come on screen, I think that a lot of the humor worked, but some of it didn't for me. I think most of it worked, but I think some of it didn't work. But I do think that when the humor hits, it's hilarious. And I think Drax, for me, Drax the Destroyer, I think he has the funniest line. And the dynamics between all these characters who are coming together and meeting either for the first time or have already met and are having reunions, it's great stuff. And I think, you know, as we see in the trailers, Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, they're back and forth. You know, Tony Stark and Peter Parker, that, you know, dynamic is carrying over from Spider-Man Homecoming. All this stuff, I think, really worked. I mean, I loved this movie. I think it was great. But it is a different kind of film. than we've got before in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it's a really good film. When the film starts, it doesn't stop, you know, till the end of the movie. But some things that happen in the middle of the film, I feel, even though it's advancing the plot of certain characters and certain, you know, things that certain characters are doing, I feel like it was you know, every time they would cut back to this certain thing, I liked it, but I feel like it was my least favorite bit of the movie. I feel like everything that was going on with Tony, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and we see that in the trailers. You know, they're all together, and the location that's set in. I feel like everything that happens there with them is some of the best stuff of the movie and some of the most emotional stuff of the film as well. And I think when you do get that emotional stuff in this movie, it really works. You know, it really hits. But, you know, one of the other things that I didn't really love about the film or really care about too much is Thanos. He has these like henchmen or whatever you want to call them. They're called the Dark Order, the Black Order, or something like that. And I think that one of them worked for me, the lead one. But the other three, I just feel like that they were just kind of there. You know, they didn't really do anything for me. The CG on them really was kind of questionable. Really kind of questionable. There was one shot we see one of these members of this Black Order, and I'm thinking, wow, that's very reminiscent, kind of, to how Steppenwolf looked in Justice League. I was like, wow, they really made this look questionable, interesting. I didn't hate what was going on there. I just think that some of the CG on them didn't work for me 100%. And there's some times in the movie, not a lot. I mean, this is a visually stunning movie, but there's some moments in the film where the CG doesn't 100% like work. You're watching it. There's a shot that happens. And you're like, oh, that was kind of, you know, that didn't look necessarily as great as some of the other shots. There's shots in this movie that are stunning, visually stunning. This is, you know, an amazing looking movie, and the action is done great as well. I think that this has some of the best action in, you know, any of the films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it was really well done, and I think the score by Alan Silvestri. You know, he did the first Avengers, he did the first Captain America. Now he's back to do Infinity War, and it's great to hear that iconic theme in this movie. And when it's used, it is great. It's kind of nostalgic to how it was used in the first Avengers. You know, a lot of great stuff is going on with this movie. But I think if you haven't seen any, or haven't seen half of these films, this is the 19th film in the series. I feel like if you haven't seen half of them, and you're not really emotionally attached to these characters going in, I feel like it's going to just be a fun ride for you. I feel like it's going to be a very entertaining watch, and I think you'll come out really liking the movie. But I just feel like if you're not already attached to these characters, it might be hard for you to attach to them in this movie, because like I said before, the emotional core to the film is Thanos. Not saying that what happens with other characters isn't emotional. I'm just saying it might be harder for you to attach yourselves to these, to our heroes, if you're not already attached to them. But you will have a very fun time, and I think also, without giving anything away, the end of the movie, the last like 10 minutes of the movie, like I said, I'm not spoiling anything here. I'm just saying you might leave a little, you might leave angry, you might leave wanting more. You might leave angry and wanting more. That's all I'm really going to say, because there is another Avengers movie coming out next year. And that is going to continue this, so to speak. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I was okay with the ending. I liked it. I really think that it was a very ballsy way to end the movie, but I was left like, what in the world are they going to do now? You know what I mean? Like, this is I don't know. But also stay for the credits. There's a scene at the very, very, very end of the credits, so stay for that. It's a great end credit scene. I think that this movie kind of knocked me on my ass, to be honest with you. I will be seeing it again, though, definitely, and I'll most likely be doing a spoiler discussion, not really a spoiler review. It's more like going to be a spoiler discussion because of half of the stuff and surprises and everything that happens in this movie. In the end of the day, I'm going to give Avengers Infinity War 4.5 out of 5 stars. I did love the movie. I don't think it's my favorite or one of my favorites in the MCU. It's up there. It's definitely like top 5, maybe top 6. It's in that area. But I think as an overall film, it's not as good as, the Avengers or Iron Man or Black Panther or Thor Ragnarok or Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't know. I might have liked this a hair more than Civil War. I'm not sure, but I think that's probably how I'd have them ranked at the moment. But guys, comment your thoughts, your non-spoiler thoughts. Have you seen Avengers: Infinity War? Do you plan on seeing it? What are your thoughts on the movie? If you did see it, your non-spoiler thoughts. I am very interested to see how you took it. And we will leave it at that. Guys, you could also subscribe to this channel. Like I said, I'll most likely be doing a spoiler discussion for the film. Maybe on Monday I'll post that or something. We'll see. But also, reviews coming in the future. We have Deadpool 2 coming out, Solo, a Star Wars story coming out. Very excited about those in the month of May. Also, my 4K and Blu-ray unboxing for Black Panther will be up, I believe, the 15th of May. So you could look forward to that for a chance to win a digital copy code for the film. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. And that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my non-spoiler review for Avengers Infinity War. Over and out.